Before I start this review of the 2019 F1 Canadian Grand Prix qualifying, I'm just going to give you a sweet, sweet tune. You're a mark. Sky Sports F1 team. Our marks. You're a mark. You're a mark. You're a mark. Sky Sports F1 team are marks. Look into the mirror. You're a mark. We love Ferrari. We love Ferrari. We love Ferrari. There's nothing nobody can say. It doesn't matter what happens. We love Ferrari. Simon Lanesbury, Johnny Little Herbert have not achieved nothing in the F1 world. It doesn't matter if Vettel shits his pants, and it doesn't matter if Charles Leclerc shits his pants. We still love you. We love Ferrari. You're marks. You're a mark. You're a mark. You're just some marks. It doesn't matter what Ferrari doesn't do. You're a mark. There you go. Welcome to the 2000 F1 Canadian Grand Prix qualifying, and congratulations to Sebastian Vettel. It was a long time coming. I've got to admit, I thought Hamilton had it at the end, but Vettel tipped him to the post. It was a great qualifying. It could have went either way. But the biggest story of the qualifying is Valtteri Bottas. What happened to this new driver that we're supposed to see this year? He walked into Toto's office with his big shoulders and his big beard hanging down to his flipping knees, and he looked in Toto's face. I've changed and I'm back. Where did you go? Where did you go? Where did you go today? Where was it? 7th? What? What happened? What happened, Bottas? What happened to... Oh, it's changed. I've changed. Yeah, it's changed all right. Because you ain't got first and you ain't got second. You finished 7th. And that's a big, big dent to your championship. No wonder Lewis Hamilton was smiling at the end. He wasn't smiling at the end that he got second. He was more smiling at the end because Bottas got 7th. Deep down, deep down in Lewis Hamilton's gut, deep down he's thinking, yeah, a nice little distance away from him and Bottas now. Bottas finished 7th. There's no, most likely he's not going to win tomorrow. He probably won't even get in the top 3. No chance. There's no way that Valtteri Bottas is getting in the top 3. Not a chance. Not in my opinion, he's not. But hats off to Sebastian Vettel. Amazing qualifying. Amazing. Look, all this season, won all 6 races. Mercedes have basically dominated. The first 5 races, they got a 1 and 2 Mercedes back to back. 1 and 2. 5 races in a row. If it wasn't Bottas, it was Hamilton. Hamilton slightly edged away at Monaco, but at the end of the day, it's been a dominance by Mercedes, and Ferrari have been nowhere. Now, me, as a Mercedes fan, I was getting bored. I was thinking, what is going on? What is going on? Why is it just Mercedes winning everything? It's getting boring. I want to see some competition. And we never saw it. We never saw no competition. We saw none in Bahrain. We never saw nothing in China. We never saw nothing in Australia. We saw incompetence by the Ferrari staff, the Ferrari pit team, like I said before in my last reviews, which I think they should be working in the Tesco garage, washing cars, pumping up tyres. They shouldn't be on the pit lane. The Ferrari strategy team, absolutely diabolical. But coming into this weekend, nobody had a high hope for Ferrari. I never. If you guys on the internet or on Twitter, wherever you are in the world, where you vent your frustration on social media, whatever, I never saw not one comment on Twitter or Instagram, nothing, that Ferrari was going to get qualifying. I didn't think that. I never thought in my wildest dreams that Ferrari was going to get qualifying. No chance in hell did I ever thought that Ferrari was going to get qualifying. No way. But Vettel, the master, he pulled it out. Charles Leclerc could have got second, which he never, finishing third. But absolutely amazing by Sebastian Vettel. Hats off to Vettel. And it's nice to see someone on pole. And you know what? Always, like I said, always seen it was Mercedes on pole. Mercedes. It was getting boring, and it's nice to see another car on pole. Absolutely amazing. There was a lot of drama in that qualifying, which I'm going to get into at the moment. I got a few notes up on the screen, which I'm going to go through. Today's not going to be a long review. Probably I'm going to run it for about 20 minutes. But anyway, it was a good qualifying. It was kind of an open door. Nobody really knew what was going to happen. But deep down, probably people thought, yeah, Mercedes will probably get pole. But, you know, Ferrari got pole, and it was absolutely amazing. Max Verstappen, for me, got screwed in Q2. His race was compromised, which I'm going to get into a bit later on. But his race was compromised. I think Max Verstappen, maybe, if he wouldn't have got compromised in Q2, maybe, if he would have got into Q3, he would have got probably in the top 3, maybe, top 4, 3 kind of pushing it. But he would have been up there, he kind of would have split the teams up. But because of what happened earlier on the track, which I'll get into now, it weren't to be. So, I'm going to get into Q1. It was Q1. It was very interesting. It was all up for grabs. Lewis was struggling with his car in Q1, in my opinion. He was struggling with his handling. His aerodynamics wasn't right. He was kind of a bit twitchy in the corner, especially after what happened in practice 2, where he kind of bashed his car into the wall of champions. He couldn't get his race runs in Q2 and practice 2. So he couldn't really get out the blocks. Valtteri Bottas had that luxury in practice 2. He got the full practice qualifying runs, and Lewis Hamilton never, obviously, because of what happened in practice 2, smashed his car up. But he never damaged his gearbox, which is a good thing. So he's not going to get penalised for a new gearbox. But it cost him race time. So, coming into Q1, he looked a bit twitchy. I thought, there's no way. Listen, at the beginning of Q1, I was thinking to myself, I don't think Lewis Hamilton he'll probably get in the top 3. But getting P1, qualifying 1, he's going to be, on pole. He's going to be a bit of a stretch. So he came in, he was struggling with his handling. Straight line speed wasn't there. And it just wasn't happening for him. So, Lando Norris done well. He all sectors. He was probably one my driver of the day for qualifying for me. Lando Norris, absolutely amazing. Wasn't really good at Monaco because obviously not a lot of people are good at Monaco. It's one of them tracks. Once you stay in front, that's it. It's over. But at the beginning of the season, he showed promise. That you could see it was there. You could see the talent was there. You could see his speed was there. His commitment was there. And you know what's going to happen with Lando Norris, being only 19 years of age as well. He's 19 years of age. And he done really well in Q3. So for me, the driver of the day, for me, was Lando Norris. He was brilliant in Q1, sorry, by the way. So at the elimination zone was Perez. Didn't really have a good race today. Shame about, Lance Stroll basically gashing his car in practice 3, smashing his car up. So I'm surprised that he even made it into qualifying into Q1, which it did. His car just wasn't right. He came out, Lance Stroll wasn't right. He was just he could see that his handling wasn't right. All right, they got his car back together after practice 3, but his car just wasn't there. Perez, which I'm very shocked at. Not Force India. I keep calling it Force India. Racing Point. This is their home Grand Prix. They've come in high expectations for Racing Point coming into this race and being in Canada as well. And they always do well here, especially Perez. He's the master at looking after his tyres around here, and he didn't even make it out of Q1, so he was very disappointed for Racing Point being a hometown team. So at the end, the guys that came out was, it was Perez, Raikkonen again, second time this season. Not making out of Q1. Stroll, like I said, Racing Point, Kubica and George Russell. So again, Williams struggling, trying to get out of Q1. So in Q2, you had Lando Norris again into Q2. Absolutely amazing Lando Norris. Nice look. I'm not going to go into, I'll just mention Lando Norris, but again, doing well to get into Q2. So Q2, Max tried to come out early to try and get a qualifying lap in. He got, I don't know who got in his way. I think it was one of the Toro Rosso cars got in his way. Couldn't finish his qualifying lap. So he came into the pit to put the medium tyres on, come back out again. He was on a good fast lap. And all of a sudden, the last sector, because he was on a good rate, he was on a good lap as well. Last sector, Kevin Magnussen crashes into the wall of champions. Bang. Compromised the whole entire qualifying. Max Verstappen couldn't finish his lap, so he's gonna start in 8th or 9th. Roman Grosjean was on a fast lap as well, couldn't finish it. But for me, I saw Roman Grosjean, just as he hit the barrier, Kevin Magnussen, I thought Grosjean could have carried on a bit longer, another 2 seconds, and he would have passed that line because they pulled out the red flag late. They called off the session after Magnussen crashed his car. But Roman Grosjean, I reckon he could have carried on and probably finished, but he slowed down, being safe, which is good. Giovinazzi compromised his race as well. Albon compromised his race as well. So you had all them guys coming out: Max Verstappen, Daniel Kvyat, Giovinazzi, Albon and Grosjean all out. Well, Daniel Kvyat was out anyway. He already done his qualifying lap, wasn't good enough, but he compromised Grosjean's race and Albon's and Max Verstappen. So Max Verstappen was not happy at all. Max Verstappen, but you know what I mean. If you was him, you'd be in the same position. You wouldn't be happy as well. Let's be honest. You're one of the favourites to win this race, and you can't even make out a Q2. I have a fault, not because of your own, because of Kevin Magnussen. He spun off, hit the wall of champion. That was it. His race was gone. And the thing about it, what's funny about it, yeah, Kevin Magnussen he's fast enough to make it into Q3. That's the thing about it. He's going into Q3, so tomorrow he's gonna start in front of Max Verstappen after he compromised Max Verstappen's race, and that's F1 for you. Sometimes it can be good and sometimes it can be a fucker. Excuse my language. So, going into Q3. This is where it starts to get interesting. Bottas comes out again with Hamilton. First two come out doing their warm-up lap. Now all of a sudden now you got Bottas coming out. He's going to do his laps. He gets one good lap in. He's third on the fastest leaderboard. So I was thinking, yep, this is going to be it. Mercedes are turning up their engine, turning up the party mode as they call it. They're turning the screw, they're turning up the engine. It's great, ready to go. Now all of a sudden, when Valtteri Bottas goes to do another lap, his final lap, when there's about 2 minutes to go, he starts spinning everywhere. It was about 4 minutes ago. He starts spinning everywhere. He nearly went into the wall. So he's trying to control his car, missed the wall by about 1 inch. So I was thinking, what's going on with Valtteri Bottas? What is going on? I'm thinking, is the pressure getting to him? Is the pressure getting to him? He's got so much pressure on him now. Him and Lewis are fighting for the title at the moment. Him and Lewis Hamilton are fighting for the title. And you're thinking, can he stay with Lewis? Like Rosberg says, if you want to beat Lewis Hamilton, you have to be 100% committed. No mistakes. No mistakes in qualifying. No mistakes in practice. No mistakes. And you've got to keep your head straight. No distractions. You've got to make sure your engineers are working for you. You've got to make sure everything is working for you. But today, he just wasn't there at the races. He was all right in practice. Valtteri Bottas, it was absolutely amazing in practice. Practice 1, 2 and 3, absolutely amazing. But now, his car starts spinning everywhere. He misses a wall by an inch. He comes back into the pits, changes his tyres because he flat spotted his tyres. So I was sitting there thinking, this guy's he's not going to do good in qualifying. He's going to come out and he's going to be cautious. The pressure's going to get him. He's going to think, well, I'm not going to get a fast lap here. And just as I thought, what happens? Bottas comes out in his last qualifying lap in Q3, and he starts being cautious, starts locking up, understeering. It was over. So is the pressure getting to Valtteri Bottas? Is it? I'm not saying 100% is. I saw something in Monaco when I watched Monaco, when Lewis Hamilton won that race. A valiant effort by Lewis Hamilton, when Max Verstappen was chasing him down for over 30 laps. And Hamilton came home with the trophy and won Monaco. And at the end, he came off. And then I saw Valtteri Bottas just standing there looking like Billy No Mates. It looked like the pressure was getting to him. And I said to my friend at the time, is the pressure getting to Valtteri Bottas? Can he hang with Lewis Hamilton? Can he? And today, it looks like the pressure's getting to him. I'm not saying it 100%, but it may be getting to him. The pressure might be getting to him. That's just in my opinion. But as it finished, I thought Lewis Hamilton had it at the end when he got to the 110. 110.061, I think his time was. But Vettel, come out of nowhere, qualified, in top. I'll do the race results. Got pole. Congratulations to Vettel. It's like I said at the beginning of the video, it's nice to see someone who is not Mercedes on pole this year, because it was kind of getting boring. So as a Mercedes fan, and I'm saying it as well, as a Mercedes fan, it was getting boring just seeing Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas sharing the poles. It's just not right, is it? It should be so, to make it more exciting, there should be someone else there as well, not just Mercedes. So, how it finished, you had Vettel on pole, Hamilton second, Charles Leclerc third, fourth Daniel Ricciardo, fifth Pierre Gasly, sixth Bottas, sixth actually, not seventh by the way, seventh Nico Hülkenberg, eighth Lando Norris, my boy Lando Norris, ninth Carlos Sainz, 10th Kevin Magnussen, 11th Max Verstappen, 12th Daniel Fiat, 13th Giovinazzi, always botch his name, but who cares. 14th Albon, 15th Roman Grosjean, 16th Perez, 7th Raikkonen, and 18th Stroll, and 19th Russell and Kubica at the bottom as per usual. So Max Verstappen's going to be starting off in 11th tomorrow. So I reckon as the race starts, I think Max Verstappen will get past Magnussen, Sainz, Norris, Hülkenberg, and then he'll start struggling a bit when he gets to Bottas. Depends where Bottas is going to start off tomorrow. Bottas is going to be in 6th place, so depends how it goes tomorrow. But I think now, if Bottas doesn't finish in the top 3 tomorrow, I think the pressure is definitely going to start getting to him. And I don't care how much he smiles. I don't care if you see him in his changing room, drinking a coffee with a big smile on his face. You know the pressure is going to start getting to him. Because you notice on Sky though as well, they're always showing Bottas. He's always sitting there and he's got a coffee in his hand and he's smiling. But you know, I don't care how much he smiles. If he don't get in the top 3 tomorrow and Hamilton either wins or comes second, the pressure is going to start hitting Bottas, and that's just the way it is. Because like you said, like Rosberg says, if you don't know where you're going to beat Lewis, if you can't even make the gap no more than 10 points. Because if it is more than 10 points, then it's over. See, when Rosberg and Hamilton had their rivalry in 2016, the points were tight. They were tight between them, and Rosberg just kept cool, kept going, and eventually got the win at the end. But obviously, that was probably down to when Hamilton got a DNF. I think it was a blowout. I think it was in Spain. I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, Rosberg kept his head and he came home with the title. And that's just the way it is. So Bottas, if he wants to win the World Championship, he's got to stick with Hamilton. He can't make mistakes like what he done today. That qualifying lap was amateur. It's like a go-karting qualifying lap. He was all over the place. All right, he missed the wall previously, but he's still, as a professional driver, you're an F1 driver, you got to keep cool, you need to come out and you got to do your business. And today, for me, Bottas' arse went. His arse started flickering, and that was it. So, I'm not sure if there's any videos. Usually, if you watch my channel, and when I do my reviews, I usually got videos, but I'll have a look if there's any videos. Yeah, there's one here. Kimi Räikkönen. He goes, Kimi Räikkönen, he said, I wish I had a hangover. Let's play this.
Kimi, is this a hangover from the last couple of races, car seemingly losing its performance?
I wish at least I would have a hangover, but that's not what we can complain. So.
Mark, there you go. He said he wished he had a hangover, so let's have a look what else is there. Is there any more? Have a look. Bear with me. Let me see if there's any more videos. I'm just checking. Here we go. We've got one here. Max Verstappen. He said, I was just unlucky. He was unlucky. Shame about Max Verstappen. Let's play. This is 44 seconds. This video.
Max, first run, an awful lot of traffic, and then I guess this is what happens sometimes.
Yeah, it's just unlucky. I mean, what can you do about it? We tried it on the medium, bit of traffic, so yeah, it didn't really work out for us. And then we said, okay, well, let's go on the soft again. I was on a decent lap, to make it into Q3, but then of course we had the red flag. So yeah, that's how it goes sometimes.
It's going to be a busy race for you tomorrow. What kind of a car have you got underneath you? Can you push up towards a podium fight?
I don't know. I mean, starting 11 or maybe 10. I don't know what's going on with the Haas, but yeah, tricky one. I mean, of course you start a bit back, so first you have to clear the midfield traffic.
Yeah, he looks deflated. Max Verstappen, but I mean, he's just unlucky, like you said. What else have we got? We've got Sebastian Vettel. He says the car's not yet the way he wants it. Let's play. That's what he says. He was struggling a bit in practice too, though.
Where are you lacking the most at the moment?
I've got the black glasses, I'm getting them.
Just like the other races.
So it's literally just you need more downforce on the car, more assuredness through the corners.
Yeah, I mean, we see where we end up tomorrow. Obviously, today was not the most transparent session with other people running into problems, but yeah, also the car feels not yet the way I want it. So, yeah, we have some, I wouldn't say tricks up our sleeve, but some stuff that we want to try and get a read on and then see.
So looking confident and smiling, I ain't saw that in a while. It's nice to see Vettel smile. And at the end went when he got qualifying. I heard that as well. They said the last time he actually got pole was Germany 2018. That's nearly a year ago, 17 races ago. So you know what I mean, he must be happy. Charles Leclerc, he said it's been a positive day. Let's play this video. Which it has really, hasn't it?
Been time, but does that tell the full story?
No, it doesn't. I still believe that Mercedes is very, very strong, and I expect them to be very hard to beat them in qualifying tomorrow. So we need to work very hard. We did a good step in terms of performance from FP1 to FP2. Car felt better, but we should do another step to try and hopefully challenge the Mercedes tomorrow.
Your advantage on the straights, is that enough to compensate for what you're lacking in the corners?
Well, I think it goes together. So if you are quick in the straight, you will be a bit more struggling in the corners. At the moment, it's our compromise, and that's how we work the best. So yeah, we'll see tomorrow if it's enough.
So that's it then. So it's going to be a positive day tomorrow, hopefully for Ferrari. I hope it's a competitive race. I hope it's a really good race. Yeah, it's all or not. It's between the Mercedes. Well, it's between the Ferraris and the one Mercedes, unless Bottas can make a remarkable comeback. If he does, he does. But anyway, this is the 2019 F1 Canadian Grand Prix qualifying. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram. My channels are up there. Twitch, Twitter. See you later, guys, for race day. Sorry it wasn't long today. Well, 25 minutes long. See you later, guys. Solo P1 signing out.